first one wakafunga kuti vanga vachijoka, but we came out to realize kuti vaitotaura chokwadi. So what happened is, my relative who was working in the UK for the past 5 years, what he did is 2 months ago he called us and said, guys, I'm coming for just a visit to see how you are doing here in Zimbabwe. And everyone was excited, could ride to Maguna, and someone is coming back with the goodies from the UK. So when he came last week Friday, and we all went there to pick him up at the airport. And surprisingly, what we only saw was a human being was coming back from the UK. Because we as Zimbabweans, definitely when you go there, we'll be expecting kuti we would expect that from you. But when he comes back 3 days later, he came back last week Friday. So when he came back, we asked him, so when are you going back to the UK? And he said, I'm no longer going back to the UK. You can't be working in the UK for 5 years, then you just come back like that, and you say to us, guys, and it's okay, and so fast forward, a lot of things were said about working in the UK, and he said, I have failed. So I just made this video trying to learn. I've never been to the UK, I've never been in the diaspora, I've been staying here in Zimbabwe, but as someone who's working in the diaspora, whether Canada, UK, United States of America, is everything going well for you there? One thing that you need to know is we all want to be in business. Let's say, for example, we all want to be business people, businessmen, businesswomen, or so forth. But it's not everyone who's going to start that business who's going to make money. Definitely someone is going to make loss. But how do you deal with that one? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to kuzokugamuchira pa airport. It doesn't make sense. So I've made this video to someone because I've noticed this, and for someone who wants to come back, I know you have fears. Maybe diaspora. You're not the first one, even you can credit one. When you fail, you need to come back to Zimbabwe. You need to come back to home. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, luckily, but life is worthy more than anything else. You might be ashamed kuti zvino mari dzevanhu dzandakakwereta while is going to the UK and ndozodzidzosera sinei. Oh, you need to know that we value life more than anything else. Then the second thing he actually mentioned is, I was afraid about my social status. Uri munhu akabva kuno achirira aenda ku UK, mwana wavo ari ku UK, ari ku South Africa, then you come back with nothing. Obviously you are going to face kamakuwa. MaZimbabweans obviously tichatombokufamba kuti why is he back with nothing? But one thing you need to know is it's better to come back home than to perish in the diaspora. Life is worth it here at home, where you know your relatives, you know you tell. So you know, feel like things are not going well there, it's high time you decide to come back. Yeah, I've made a video of this 43-year-old man from Warren Park D who is now homeless. If you check my previous video, you can see that video. This guy is now homeless. He has nowhere to go, but he went to Canada in 2002. Guess how many years from now, 2002 up to 2025? A plenty of years. To the extent that the family is actually now organizing a GoFundMe to help this person. We don't want you to end up in the situation. You shouldn't feel guilt when you fail. It's not like you're the first one atanga fail with the UK. We know everything is not going to go. And the other thing he said, guys, I was afraid when I come back with nothing here, will you be able to accept me? Obviously, it's a very difficult task for someone to accept you. After 5 years, she expected to come back, White House invest in something. So if you find yourself having opportunities to invest or to do something, you actually need to prioritize that time, because you never know, 5 years to come, maybe my visas are restricted or you'll be deported or something. So you need to make use of that time. If you feel you're welcome here, we are welcoming you back home. I've made some videos of showing you you can come and start some businesses. You can start broiler companies. You can start broiler making. You can start farming. You can see, if you watch my videos, there are people who are now doing a lot after leaving the UK, the South Africa, whatsoever, which other country they were in. So what's stopping you from that? When you fail, we don't want to die. We don't want to fall into depression so that you end up taking drugs and indulging in a lot of things. Don't forget to support me if you love my content. You can subscribe, share, or leave a comment.